God, I love that like nude color sleeveless top you have on. It's so cute on you.
Thank you. You look so cute too. I love that. What is that? Little leopard print? Little cheetah?
Honey, she's wearing the leopard print. She got a blazer on, the gold chain. She's ready for business.
We are ready for some business today. Welcome to Blonde Highlights. I'm your host, Kris Yo.
And I'm Kyle Hennessy.
We're so excited that you are here. We have so much to talk about. So let's get into it. Oh my God, what are you doing?
Girl, she just living. She thriving. Should we get into our highlights and lowlights?
Yeah, okay. You want to just dive right in?
Oh, I'm sorry. How are you doing?
Skip over our small chat. Okay, no, it's fine. You know what? It's fine. We'll just skip it. All I was going to say anyways is that I took the dogs to the vet today and it was an absolute shit show because Charlie made it just already shots. But we don't need to talk about it. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are we fighting? Are we fighting right now?
I think we're having our first fight.
Yeah.
I think we're having our first fight. Okay, well, clearly you have a lot that you're excited to talk about. What's your highlight this week?
No, the vet is crazy. It's a wild place at the vet. Like, all dogs' anxieties are going crazy, and I, like, feed off of it.
Oh, my God. It was insane. I had both of them in the room with me. Then there was 2 pit bulls outside of the door after that. Were going insane. My dogs they're like infants. They're crying. Charlie's on my lap, like beside himself. And then when I left, I had to like keep them tightly gripped because they'll just lose their minds. I had to go put them in the car and then come in and pay for everything. It was wild. The whole thing was just a crazy time, but whatever. What's your highlight? Tell me your highlight.
Whatever.
I'm excited now.
Whatever. I'm so sorry. Okay, so my highlight is...
I'll forgive you.
This is going to be a weird highlight, but like, I'm very serious about this, okay? You know, we wear the leopard print, we wear the tiger print, we wear the whatever print. Why aren't we wearing cow print? And I wear cow print. And if you can see on the video, I am holding my clutch that is cow print. And as a big woman, like this is asking for people to say something, but I don't care because I love cow print. Like I think I need cow print pants. I want, Selena in the movie when they all have like the cow print outfits on. We need that vibe back because we're going 90s. So like, why aren't we bringing back the cow print? Because that was everything back in the day, and I love it.
I think it would be really cute to have. You know how they had those bandana tops?
Yeah.
I think like a bandana style top where it's kind of like just like a strapless one and then it kind of goes down in a triangular. A cow print of that would actually be really cute.
So cute. So cute. You know, I wore one of those bandana like tops a couple summers ago when I met my family in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, aka the Redneck Riviera. And and I was like, this is when I'm gonna wear a bandana top. I was feeling real cute in Myrtle Beach that year.
I feel like I've seen them pictures. Can I just say though, the people that are in Myrtle Beach, I went once years ago. I did a road trip there. I ended up there. The people in Myrtle Beach are like the nicest people I had ever met. Oh, everyone is so happy and kind and happy to talk to you in Myrtle Beach. Granted, that was like maybe like 18 years ago.
Yeah.
But I just remember everyone was so nice.
Every time I've gone there with the family, me and my mom are the only ones in the family who love seafood. And so we always go to a really fancy seafood restaurant. And I dress to the nines. The face is beat. The hair is done. The outfit is outfitting. Because I want to show out for those Southern grandmas. I can see them checking out.
In vacation mode.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually had food poisoning in Myrtle Beach. I went to some restaurant and I had one of those blooming onions.
Oh.
And it made me so sick. Still to this day, I cannot eat one. And all I think of is my time in Myrtle Beach when I look those days.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your low light? I feel like this is turning into a low light. I want to keep it on a high. I want to keep the positivity in that.
Oh my God.
Okay, low light.
My low light. Here's my low light. Where are the Housewives right now? There is no good Real Housewives franchise on right now. I need Miami back. I need New York back. I need Beverly Hills back already. It just ended. Like, I need my good housewives. And like, I feel like for the first time, and I can conceptualize that, like, that was a big word. But like, I haven't remember a period where like there wasn't like a good housewives show on, you know? It's like this month right now. It's a weird limbo period. And I need that. Like, I don't watch much TV, but I need my housewives.
I haven't watched it in years. I watched it when it first came out years ago, at the very first Housewives. But in the fall, I spent all this time in New York, and me and my friend Chavez, we watched like seasons of New York and Salt Lake City. And now those are my two favorites. So I've seen Beverly Hills, and I'm like, but I really like New York and Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I like New York. I love the recast too. I'm down with it. But I love the OGs. Beverly Hills is moving. I've appeared on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills like 3 times.
Oh my
in different episodes, you know, in the seasons.
Just because you were doing hair?
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I used to work for Beverly Hills Lifestyle magazine. I was one of their like freelance hair people, and like they always feature it on the show. So yeah, so I did a lot on the show, and so I've met like half of them probably over the years. And of course, I love Kyle because a fellow Kyle. But with Salt Lake City, okay, when I was like a little bit thinner than I am now, everyone swore that I looked like Heather.
Yes, you do. And I remember when I was watching it in New York, do you not remember the text you got from me? And I was like, you look like Heather. Oh, like everyone tells me that I look like Heather.
Oh my God.
But that's okay. At least, you know what? At least you don't look like a child. Remember when you've always made fun of me and told me that I look like baby Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
And this is the thing, okay? This is the thing, is that it has come up on sets where people are like, you look like young Drew Barrymore. Not Drew Barrymore now, but like young. And there's like this photo of her in a purple shirt, and it has been sent to me like 100 times because I look identical to her in this thing. So
yeah, if you're not driving right now, Google Drew Barrymore purple shirt child. It will come up and you'll see what we're talking about.
you'll see.
You'll see.
Oh my God.
Bro, what is your highlight and lowlights?
Okay. So my highlight is, it's like a little bit, I don't know. You know what? I'm a foodie and I just want to share. I discovered look at snack that I created. And I'm really excited about this snack. It's Greek yogurt, plain. So I always get the lactose-free plain Greek yogurt. And I really enjoy it. I kind of like the tanginess to it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's a bit too much. And I was having a chocolate preview the other day, and I was like, I opened up the cover and I was like, oh, Nutella. And so I mixed Nutella into my Greek yogurt, and let me tell you, it took my yogurt to like a whole other level. It went from like plain Jane breakfast food to like dessert delicacy for my house. Like I'm thinking that I want to add almonds in it. Oh, I want to add some fruit in it. It is like a true dessert. It was so good. So finding food that I really like isn't hard. But when I find something that I really, really like, I always want to share it. So that's my highlight. If you try the snack, let me know what you think. But I promise, like, it's so good. Oh, and I'm also thinking of freezing it. I'm also thinking of doing like a little, because you know how you can get the yogurt tubes? Yeah, I always have them for school. I freeze them because it's fun to eat like that. And it's almost not like an ice cream. I'm not trying to replace ice cream, but it's just like, it's fun to eat it like that, and it's really good like that. So I wanted to make little cubes or blocks with the Nutella one.
Yeah, and Nutella is that girl. Like, she is good.
I used to have this thing where I wouldn't bring it into the house, and during all of my eating disorder recovery, I had to really rebuild my relationship with food. So I started bringing Nutella in the house, and what I would do is I would incorporate it into healthy snacks. So I still eat it, you know, like by the spoonful when I want it, or I drizzle it on a popcorn when I want it. But I'm also like, I'll have it with apple slices, and now I'm putting it in my Greek yogurt. So like, I'm no longer saying like, this isn't welcome in my house anymore. I'm just learning to build relationships with it. But I I suck with Nutella hard.
So she is good.
Like,
So what's your low light, girl? What's going on?
okay, low light. So I went to New York this week. I had some work I had to do. I was only there for, I think it was like 30 hours. Okay, so I had work. I had to go to my agency, and when I went into my agency, I had to do I had to do digitals.
Yeah.
So these are the images that are going to be sent out to clients. So they're pretty basic photos, you know, nice lighting, whatever. And when I was there, my agent, I love her. She's like super sweet. She was like, "Oh, I gotta get your measurements." And like, she just took my measurements. And I don't know why, but having my measurements taken for whatever reason this time triggered me. Like, triggered my whole body image fucking hellhole that I dabble and just spiral into. So, and like, she took my measurements and it was nothing. She didn't say anything was wrong with them. Like, she was just like, blah, 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 wrote them down, and like, that was it. So I don't know why it triggered me, and I'm not sure if it's because for years I've just been, anytime I've been asked what my size is, I just felt like the worst thing I could do. But like, I've just been like faking my measurements and just like, I think I'm probably this, or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to measure myself. I haven't weighed myself in like 20 years because I don't want to be associated with those numbers. Like, to me, they're just numbers, and but now I feel like by me not measuring myself and not knowing, the size that I got today wasn't, or I got the other day, wasn't what was matching the measurements that were on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I've been, you know, working out and trying to do things to lose weight, my measurements were higher than what I thought they were, and higher than the ones on the website. And I automatically, like, I just felt so triggered by it. And I think I'm so scared that I don't ever want to have a eating disorder relapse. Like, I'm very careful if things are triggering for me, if, you know, and it's not because I'm ashamed that I don't want to know my measurements, or I'm allowing it to think of or change the deal with myself. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm a big woman and I've embraced that for years. I'm just so scared that there's going to be one of those like off days and I'm going to trigger and spiral and my eating disorder is going to come back.
Yeah.
So thankfully I'm good, and it hasn't. But I was just super aware of it. And I was staying with my friend Travis, and I went, and he was kind of like, "Are you all right?" And I just offloaded on him, and I was like, I don't know why. I think I just needed to like talk through it for a minute, and then I was good. But yeah, it was really surprised. It took me by surprise that I was actually triggered by it. But
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I can see, I think for anybody, just to stand there while people are like, it's so like objectifying to like stand there while someone's measuring you and like taking notes. And like, that's one part of your career that like I think about, and I'm like, that is very scary. And I can't imagine doing that, you know?
well, I think it's too because before, like now it's like my agent was like, because I was like, oh, I was like, they're a bit different. And she was there like, I don't even know what your measurements were before. She's like, I couldn't tell you if you've done upper pound. She's like, I've never taken your measurements before, so I don't even know if these are true online. And she was very just like supportive of just like, this is not going to your head. I don't care what they are. And she was like, you are so proportion. And like, it was just something nice. She was like building me up from it.
Yeah.
But in the past, especially, and I used to kind of feel like it was the agents um whose fault it was. Like I used to, be measured, and sometimes my agents would kind of give me a look or be like, these have to come down. These have to come down. And it was, or it'd be like, how did you get to this size? And it was constantly a thing every time I'd get measured. Like I'd be scared to get measured because I was always like, stuck. Like, what if I have gone up or whatever? And I used to take it as a personal thing from my agents, but what I wasn't really realizing is that was just also to the industry at the time, especially in the early days of plus size modeling. Like you had to be a size 14 in order to work. So the agent's job is to book me my work. So now that I'm older and I've grown from it and looking back, I have a little bit more like empathy for why my agents were kind of like, girl, you need to lose weight because you're not going to book work. I see that now because the industry as a whole was completely different.
Yeah.
But it was nice that my agent now handled it in a way that was just like, who fucking cares? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
And I love that because you're with a big agency, so it's not all plus size people. So I love that they're supportive and nice and about that. And even, back in those days too, when you were talking about when it was really bad, I feel like a lot of the plus size models were having work done for their proportions.
Yes.
Things were being filled in.
And a lot of agents were requesting that we wear padding. And so now they don't want the girls to wear padding because they want to see real shapes and, different variations of bodies. So, but I remember being told to lose weight, and then I lost all this weight. And then when I sent over my measurements, my agent was like, well, now you need padding. So it's like getting measured has just always been a triggering thing. But the thing about my agency now, which I thought was really cool, is that when they send over your contract, they send over in your contract a page with links for nutritional awareness, eating disorder awareness, things about learning about sexual harassment, different tools and outlets where it's like, if this is happening, come to us. It's blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just, I've never experienced that in an agency. So when I was signing, I was like, this is really fucking cool, especially for the younger girls who are signing, where it's like, the agency is genuinely showing support. So
yeah, I love that. And I feel like so many people could relate to that in just everyday life because even as a hairstylist, when I was at my thinnest and people didn't know that I was struggling through a really dark time with food then, and but people would tell me, and I'm talking like I was like 100+ pounds lighter than I am now. Like I was very thin, and people would still, my employers, even for a hairstylist, were like, if you lose a little more weight, you're going to get more clients. You're going to like, and there was always this push for me to be thinner and thinner and thinner for my job. And I'm like, what does my weight have to do with doing hair? What does it have to do with that?
That's the value that people put on weight to people. So
yeah,
if you're a bigger person, and I'm sure, you are learning that now because you've had such, a transition in your body that you are learning the value that people will put on weight. Like I know that anytime that I've gained weight, or I've lost weight, I am praised. And people will have no problem showing you pictures of when you were bigger and being like, you're so much smaller than this, and showing you the picture of your past self. And it's like, why, so that's my low light.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that, I'm in a stronger place. I'm in a place where I've done the self-work. So I was able to kind of bounce back from my little spiral. And it just reminded me that it doesn't matter how much self-work you're doing or where you are in your body journey. Things are going to throw you curveballs, and you're going to get some factory from it. So,
yeah.
But you want to know what else is triggering me?
What?
Where the fuck is Gypsy Rose?
Really? Where is she? I haven't heard anything new. What's happening?
I am so mad. Where is she?
She's getting Ken.
Ken. What? No.
Where is she? I feel like we were like on a track where it was like every week we were talking about something new and wild about Gypsy, and like there's nothing to report right now. Like, what's going on with her?
There's nothing to report. There's nothing. I'm so annoyed. Like, I just love hearing about her. She fascinates me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else do we have? Do we have other juice other than lack of Gypsy?
Oh, well, I think, okay, this is the craziest thing, is the Taylor Swift versus Kim fight still continuing on. Like, that to me is hilarious.
I honestly, I had to Google what the fight was. And this is all relating back to what, 2018 or something?
Way before that, because it goes back to Kanye stealing the award from her. Remember when she won that award and Kanye rushed on stage and he was like, Beyonce had the greatest album of all time, da 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 da, and then Beyonce was so like
Yes.
scared, and you know what I love is that Beyonce had her back right then and there and has had her back since, and I love that.
Yes.
Like that, you know what I mean? They couldn't be any more different, but you know, women supporting the women, I love that through all that craziness.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was those whole fight between Kanye and Taylor later on because he said I made that bitch famous. And I'm sorry,
Yes.
Kanye. I don't I caught the red flag of Kanye all the way back when he was on Punked with Ashton Kutcher. He freaked out and I was like, something isn't right here. You know, I caught it back then. And I didn't love the way he objectified Amber Rose, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, anyways, I'm going way off topic, but but then Kim like posted like a video of her and was like, oh, she said that she thought it was funny that they used that lyric or whatever, and it was a bit of beef since then. And then so Taylor put in her new song, she has a new album that just came out, and she said it's called something about Amy or whatever. I hate you, whatever. But if you
Albion or something.
yeah, with Amy, yeah. And so it's there's several letters that are capitalized in the title, and it spells out Kim that are capital. And she's just being petty and going off, and I kind of love it.
I think, honestly, I think I'm I'm 100% on Kim's side because Kim's response to this is like, you know, yeah, let it go. That was years ago. And I'm the same way. I'm like, that's why I was like, wait a second. I was like, because when I saw it, and I was like, is something new happening that I've just missed out on?
Yeah.
I'm like, is there some new Kim and Taylor drama? And then I looked it up and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
From like 2018 or before that, and I'm like, I understand, you know, bullies hurt, and I'm not gonna not validate Taylor's feelings.
Yeah.
It's well within her rights if she feels bullied to be hurt, but it's also just kind of like, you're just reopening everything now. You're like trying to stir the pot, and I love the way that Kim has handled this with just such grace and class, and she's just like, well, just move on from it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I am a lover of Hollywood. I love the entertainment industry. I love how things work. I've been surrounded by it for, oh my God, since 2010. And Kim's probably loving it because she's getting hella press. You know, she loves to be in the news. She loves to be in the media. It's great for all the brands. It's great for Skims. It's great for everything, for the family.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor Swift is the most famous person in the world right now. Like, I'm not a huge Taylor fan, but I got mad respect for her because she is very impressive, you know, but I'm just not a huge fan. Like, it's not my type of music, you know, but mad respect for her.
I support that because it's like, I'm kind of the same. I don't like all of her songs. I love two of her songs. I love Karma and I love The Archer. And but I'm the same. I'm not really a big Taylor fan, but I respect and I admire her creativity as an artist. And I see what she's doing in the industry and just if you can develop and have a following like she does, like clearly she's doing something right. And I admire that. And I took one of my little guys, we went to go see her Eras tour in the theater.
Yeah.
And have you seen any of her concerts before?
No.
All right. So when I saw it, I was like, she's not just putting on a concert. She is giving you a full theatrical performance.
Yeah.
It is like, oh my God, she is so talented, but I think it's a little bit like Mulan.
Yeah.
Fucking let it go.
I will say though, so because Beyonce did that film too with her tour, and I love that setup because I get claustrophobic in huge crowds, and I just can't. I don't want to pay $800 for a ticket. You know, I can't justify that. But you know what I do love? I rolled up to the movie theater in my sweats, got myself a big popcorn and a large Diet Coke, and I kicked out. I had a recliner chair in the theater, laid back. I had so much fun. People got up and were dancing and moving, but I was just reclined and like enjoying it. But I love that. Like that we need to do that with every major artist needs to do that from now on because I loved it.
So much.
But that's so off topic. But yeah, I mean, this song's funny. And it is interesting because it's like, do you remember with Britney Spears when she had If You Seek Amy?
Yeah.
And it's basically was meaning like F-U-C-K. And
yeah.
But it's like that kind of vibe. That's what I thought about.
But like Britney's was fun.
Yeah.
Britney's was cool.
And then she put like Meg Kelly to get
petulant almost. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want any Swifties coming after me. We love Taylor Swift. I just feel like she could have skipped on that title.
Yeah, she could have. But you know what? That's not her brand. Her brand is she will Shani. She's almost like, I don't know what her astrological sign is, but that's from some Virgo shit right there. You know what I mean? That's Virgos. Yeah. We will hold on to some stuff and we'll find the moment to be the most petty and we will go for it. Okay, so one thing, okay, you told me, you're like, hey, to prepare, you're like, hey, I need you to watch the show Baby Reindeer. Everyone's talking about it.
Okay. Did you watch it?
Okay, listen. Okay, I got back home late last night and I couldn't. And then it's like 7 episodes and it's like, I can't. So I do want to watch it because it's hella kind of interesting. But I read the whole like synopsis. I read like everything about it and the ending and all that kind of stuff. And it's
you fucking stank. You fucking stank. That's what she says in it the whole time.
So, but you know what's funny is as I was driving home last night, I was going down the Sunset Strip, and Netflix has a whole billboard, and it's like a funny like joke about Baby Reindeer or something like that. And I took a photo and I meant to send it to you, but I forgot.
You need to watch it.
But
you need to watch it, and if anyone is listening, you need to watch it because it is so interesting.
Yeah,
it's funny in its ways, but you know, there are very triggering moments, so read up on that before you go. Like go into the show, but it's so interesting. And the most interesting part to the movie isn't the stalker. To me, I feel like the stalker, clearly there's, and we learn more later in the show, I'm not going to spoil anything, but clearly there's like a mental illness. So like, I'm like, okay, I understand that, but what's the most interesting part is the guy that she's stalking. He, like, I don't want to have any spoilers.
No.
But he's kind of all for it.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
No, because it's a complex relationship. It's so complex and so interesting how he's, you know, scared but also intrigued by it or whatever, and I could just relate to it because I've had, but mental health has been around my life the whole time. I've known some people who had some more serious issues like that, and I've also had a stalker, and so it's kind of interesting. Did I ever tell you about my stalker?
No.
Back in the day, it was like, and here's the weird. This is why I thought this was interesting. Okay, because, and I don't like that they made the stalker this like larger plus size woman. You know what I mean? Because it's just like feeding into like bigger women are like desperate for this like, thin man or something. I kind of read it that way, and I was like, But
That's interesting.
I will say this is that when my stalker was hot, was very hot, and was actually a model, like signed model. And he was obsessed with me, and he found me through Facebook because someone had tagged me in a photo, and and I wouldn't respond to him, but he started reaching out to my family and collecting information on me from talking to my sisters that were like 15 at the time and my mother. And then one day my mom brought it up to me, and I'm like, that person stalks me. They like sit at the bus stop at the end of my street. They follow me when I go places. You know what I mean? And
That's scary.
yeah, I mean, the police wouldn't do anything because he hadn't assaulted me, you know. But he did end up assaulting my roommate. It was a long story. We were at a bar, and we told the bouncer like, "Hey," because I couldn't leave the house really. So I was like, "You know what? F this guy. I'm going out." So I went with my roommate to this bar. We knew all the people that worked at the bar. So I told the bouncer like, "Hey, listen, if this guy comes, like, please don't let him in." You know. And so the bouncer stopped him, and he tried to jump over the gate, and the bouncer like grabbed him by the shoulders, like the arms, and like pulled him back, and he kicked his feet in the air and kicked my roommate in the head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. But then after that incident, the police got involved a little more, and we were able to like scare him enough to stop, you know?
So you didn't have to get a restraining order or anything?
No, they wouldn't give me one. But I had a run-in with him a couple years ago.
That's scary.
Yeah, it had been so many years since I'd seen him. And sometimes when I go downtown, I just like get on the train in Hollywood and take the subway down because it takes 15 minutes in the train versus sitting in traffic. And so I'm in the train like platform, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Kyle." And I recognize the voice, and I like, oh, like everything about my body just like clenched, you know, and the train pulls up, and he followed me onto the train. And as soon as the train was about to go, I stuck my arm in the door and slid out, and he couldn't get out. He tried to get out the other door, and he couldn't get out until.
Oh my God, wait. Did you guys, hold on. Did you guys make eye contact as the train is going?
Yes.
Ew, like a movie.
Yes, it was like a movie, and it was just like, but his voice like chilled my everything. And so, he was on the train. He rode off, and I waited to the next train, and I got on it. And
oh my God,
yeah, that was the thing. As the reason I brought this up is because it was so complex. Because this was a very, very conventionally attractive man.
Yeah,
and I probably would have given him a shot if things didn't go down this way.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I feel like just in life, people will be a little bit more patient and lenient with people when they are attracted to them.
Yeah.
That's just facts of life.
Yeah.
Like, if this guy was ugly, then it would have felt way worse and probably scarier.
Yeah.
But because he was a pot, you're like, oh my God, he's so annoying, and this is scary, and this is wrong, but it's not
Yeah.
the same, you know?
Yeah. And there was
Am I right?
But there was some mental illness going on within this, because, you know, he would be yelling at me down the street and be like, "I'm going to be famous and you're going to be so embarrassed." Whenever.
Yeah. See, when it gets to, I'm meaning in like smaller levels, and obviously when it's to this point, it's all the same playing field.
Yeah.
Somebody's, you know.
Yeah.
But oh my God, I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, it happened a long time ago.
I feel like I like this podcast because I'm genuinely learning so much more about you. There's just so much shit we have covered together.
Honey, I've lived 35 lives. I have lived a million lives.
All right, let's get to our questions. So I am reading a question from Rachel from Philly. And her question is, how do you handle the competitiveness of your industries?
Well, I'll say this. My My industry can be extremely competitive. I always say, doing hair in general is competitive, but doing hair in the West Hollywood, Beverly Hills area, or just in LA, I call it the Olympics of hair. And people come from
Yeah.
all over the world, the best hair people, to come make it here and to work with the celebrities and to get into the salons that, you can charge a certain price and things like that. And, you know, here's here's what I've done is that I choose my dignity over money and competition. And,
Mm.
when people have been outright nasty to me, sabotaged me to steal like celebrity clients or different things like that, I let them. I let them because your toxic ways of going about things is going to backfire on you. So
Mm.
you may get a job from me, but you're not going to keep that job because you're going to continue to be messy and people are not, and if people like that kind of behavior, I don't want to work with them all the time. And so I have some clients that I've worked with for a long time, and they respect that I am not nasty to people. They respect that I pride myself in doing the right thing. And it has held me back in my industry, but it has also excelled me in my industry.
Yeah.
So I don't participate
I
in
feel like
competition of it all.
that's good. That is a very mature response. I also feel like that's very much a Virgo response.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you would say, like, I will hold on to that revenge. Yeah, I will hold on and I will take my moment. But it's like, you don't even have to do that because they're going to stay messy and just do it themselves. And people's true colors are always going to come out.
There was something that happened years ago when I was just getting started with, and I don't want to say names and I don't want to say people, but there was a situation that happened, and basically there was a hair and makeup duo, and they sabotaged me because the makeup artist wanted his friend to be doing the hair, and so it's a long. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to like throw people under the bus, but um, basically they did this to me and it was this whole situation. It was so embarrassing because I saw the person perform with different hair than what I had done, and it was a whole thing. And they were really apologetic, but these makeup artists, this hair and makeup artist duo that sabotaged me, are some of the biggest names in the industry. I'm talking, most of the viewers probably know who they are, and I don't want to deal with like some sort of lawsuit or something for saying their names, but
Sure.
um I see them. I see them working with huge names, and I remember, I remember, and I know one day I am gonna like get my revenge.
Oh my God, there it is.
One day. I'm playing
She's
the long
killed
game,
her.
honey. I'm playing the long game. 30 years later, guess what's coming?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh,
I feel like my industry is so um I mean it's motherly.
yeah.
Um but here's the thing though, is that when I was starting modeling and when I lived in LA and whatever, I was so competitive. I was so competitive to the point where it was so unhealthy. But it wasn't like I was a bitch. I was genuinely nice to the other models. And it's not that I was competitive in a nasty way where I didn't like the other models. I was competitive in a way where I would be so hard on myself. So I like, in my eyes, if you had blonde hair and you were a model, you were my direct competition. And I would start questioning everything about myself. I would be like compare myself. I would have to like unfollow people. There was no muting option. But I had to unfollow people because I was so competitive and thinking like I need to be doing what they're doing. I need to constantly go. And trust me, I believe in healthy competition. I do believe in a little bit of healthy competition, but I don't so much look at it as competition where I see it as healthy inspiration. So now that like I'm older and after, the pandemic happened and I've kind of had to rebuild my career because I'm not even living in the markets anymore where I was working, I now, because I've had to do so much work on myself for the past few years, I don't feel like I'm competitive anymore. I genuinely feel, and what I've had to learn in the industry too, is that even if there's another blonde with blonde hair, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it could come down to one thing. It could come down to availability. It could come down to so many things. And I've had to learn that I don't always need to make it about me not being good enough.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that has taken a long time. I've been doing this like since 2009. It's taken me a long time to really realize that if the clients are going to pick who they want for what they want, and it could be something specific, and all I can do is show up and give them the best version of myself. And if another girl is doing a job and I'm like, hey, I would love to work on a job like that, like obviously, I don't get competitive with that girl in my head anymore. I feel inspired. I feel like, wow, like, look at her. Look what she's doing. Like, that's awesome. One day I hope I can do that. What can I do to get to that level? Or what can I do to book that job? Like,
Yeah.
certain things like that. And I know I don't have a lot of control of where I'm booking, but it's just a healthier mindset to be in, other than you're not fucking booking that job because that girl is thinner than you.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it used to be. And then I would spiral into that, or it just got so unhealthy for me. So I've just had to kind of grow up a bit, I think.
Yeah. I'm really good too. I've never been competitive. Never in my life. Like in sports, it was just like, oh, okay, you hit the ball. Okay, whatever. But I need to pick up my competitiveness a little bit because, like you said, I'm kind of restarting my career too after like my struggle with like chronic health issues and stuff. But so I do need to pick up that competitiveness a little bit because I need to rebuild, and it's daunting. It's daunting to get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we need to get...
What are our highlights and lowlights that come in?
We got to get into this because I have been rambling, okay? So, the highlight...
My computer has 6%.
Oh, shit, we're going to get through this. Hold on. Okay. So we have our people send in their highlights and lowlights and their questions. So the highlight that we picked to read was from Holly and Montreal. I've been to Montreal once. And she says, I finally broke up with my narcissistic boyfriend, got a boob job, and are ready for the summer. Yes! Slay, mama.
Oh my God, what's her name? Holly?
Holly.
How are y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all.
Aren't all the boyfriends narcissistic these days?
I mean, listen, I think it's good. I think that if you can leave any toxic relationship, I think that if you could get out of any relationship, even if it's not toxic, but you're just not happy in,
Yeah.
I think that's a win.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of strength to do that, because I'm one of those people, I kind of attract narcissists. That's something I've had to work on actually with a therapist because I like to repeat patterns in my life with narcissists. So to break that cycle is hard, and it takes a lot of strength. And, I love that, she got a boob job. She's going to feel better about herself or whatever. She probably did it to feel better about herself in some way. And she is going to get out there this summer. Montreal is beautiful in the summer. The men are, I love that French accent.
Listen, I think it's great that you've gotten this boob job. I think that that's something that you wanted to do for yourself, leaving this relationship, and you feel good. I feel like it's just, I used to be someone that was always against people getting work done.
Yeah.
And I was always a type of person where I was like, for myself, I'm like, how can I age without, getting fillers and Botox and things like that? And I used to think that that was really for sure the way to do it. But what I've had to learn is that not everybody can be as happy about certain things. And if something like getting Botox or something like getting a boob job is what's going to make you feel happy and confident and like you really, really want that for yourself, then fucking do it.
Yeah.
Do what makes you feel good in your body. So I hope Holly just has the best summer for life.
Yeah. I mean, we're just, to me, my always saying is we're just wild animals living on a rock spinning through space, you know, like it doesn't matter what you think or whatever. Do what you got to do, you know, and trans women, like,
and
what? So saying as a trans woman, like surgery is such a thing because, you know, and I haven't had any cosmetic surgery, but there's a couple little things I'm probably going to do just to feminize a little bit. And, but nothing much, nothing much. So what's good?
Makes you feel good. But Holly needs to be warned though. You need to be warned of Holly because we know the narcissistic ex-friend is now going to probably like gaslight you about this and is now going to make your boob job about him.
Yeah.
In some way, he's going to be toxic about it. So you need to be prepared for the part. Like, she was so heartbroken. She had to go get a boob job. She had to get new boobs because she knows she can't get someone like me. Like, you know he's going to get nasty.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get nasty. So, Holly, be warned.
Yeah.
It's coming for you.
It's coming for you. And just from personal experience with like our narcissistic ex, if you end up in a rebound situation where you wake up in his bed, don't forget your phone there. Run, but grab the phone. Don't leave anything. Because I made that mistake and it was a weird situation.
It's one of those weird ones. It just triggered at you.
Yeah.
Okay, what's our low light? What's the low light?
Okay, the low light. We gotta get into this. Okay, so this is from Jody, and she's in, or him, or whatever, is in LA. And it says, I accidentally cut off a guy getting off the highway at the lights on the off ramp. He got out of his car, came to my window, and started banging on it while yelling at me. As soon as the light turned green, I took off. I don't even care if I might have ran over his foot. Well, I hope you didn't run over the foot. Because
I kind of hope you did. I kind of hope she did. If you're gonna get out of your car and bang and yell and like threaten a woman because she accidentally put on a highway, and you what happens to your foot?
Do you remember when Britney Spears ran over a paparazzi's foot?
I love her.
I do too.
It's not okay. I'm just saying though, like if that person's that angry and doing that, you know, he's threatening her.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. I live in
LA. Got in the way of her trying to protect herself and just zoom on out of there. So A, he doesn't wreck the car. 2, he can't get in the car. 3, he's not verbally abusing her. And then like that's on him.
Yeah.
I'm with you, girl. I am 100%.
Okay, you know this, but road rage in LA is so insane. Like it's so crazy. Like I've had some crazy. I caught someone. I did the same thing to someone once, and they threw a glass vase at my car on the highway. But that was in Ohio.
No.
Here, I remember like a year ago or someone shot at Denise Richards' car. Like there was a report and it says that she was involved in a road rage situation and someone pulled out a gun and shot her car.
I just don't know why people just get like, I understand. I understand the frustration and road rage. I nothing like of get why people don't get so mad about it. But like at the same time, you have to come to terms. If you live in LA, you need to know you're gonna be in traffic. It's not new.
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to cope with that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be doing something for yourself to like center yourself with it so you can handle these things. Like
yeah.
Michael, my husband, is like he is like the road rager, okay? And sometimes if we're on the phone and he's driving and something happens and he starts going off, or better yet, he's in traffic or something, and he's telling me about it over the phone, I'm like, I gotta go. I'm not in the car with you, so don't make me a part of like the situation.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring me down into that whole, don't put me in your traffic. Okay? I don't want to be in your traffic.
Yeah, I don't want their stress. Yeah.
No.
But I have a little
No.
bit of tendency for road rage. And I'm not proud of it and I have to work on it, but I do get a little. I would never bang on someone's window, but I get a little because some of these people on these roads are nuisance to society. And they're always in this massive SUV. They're swerved into traffic, cutting you off. And in LA too, like if you're trying to merge over or do something, people make it their point to cut you out. Like they're like, no, they will do anything to stop you. Like it is so intense and crazy and wild. But I got involved in a road rage incident a couple years ago. I was going to the doctor. It was early in the morning, and this guy, I was making a left, and he was behind me, and he made the left before me, and almost ran over several pedestrians. And I'm like, you freaking crazy man! And it made me so angry, and I followed him. I got right up on the back of him.
You're a road rager.
Yes.
You're a road rager,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Well, listen, and then I'm okay, so I'm like
God.
right on the back of his car, and I'm like, oh. And then this guy, he brake checks me.
You remember all the details.
Yes.
Oh my
he
God.
brake checked me, and
Oh
guess
my
what? Guess what? He had a Vietnam vet thing on the back of his car. This man, I was trying to road rage with a man who fought in Nam. Like,
Oh my God. She knows all the details.
I
You
backed
are
away.
a road
I
rager.
would call myself. I was like, Kyle, get it together, you psycho. Like, stop it.
I've had moments, obviously, of like minor rage, and that's normally when I'm hangry. Like after a hair appointment where I'm driving back from the city and I'm in it and there's traffic, I get frustrated. But man, I don't remember all the details. I didn't know this. See, I don't know all these things about you. This podcast is so good for our friendship.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many road trips and I've never seen you road rage.
No, I don't like to do it in front of people. It's like
You only like to play rage beside it. You're a closet road rager.
I am a closet road rager. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that gives us our episode. We are so happy that you guys came in and listened with us, and we're so excited for all the questions that are being sent to us and the highlights and lowlights. Keep them coming. It's so much fun. But I gotta go because my computer is on 1%. I got 2 minutes left, and I need to make sure that it doesn't die on us.
Yes. And I have to ramp
because it's fun. Yes. Okay. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.